and the cat said boo instead of meow. And that is the tale of how the cat said boo. You don't like it? Emily, I thought that story was super scary. It's just the stories are the same every year. The cat says boo, the dog is always frightening, the vampire bites the hot chick. It's all the same. Grandma, tell me the scariest story you know of, please. I know I'm big enough now. If you insist, my dearest, I can tell you the scariest story of them all. And what's even scarier is this monster is very real. Once upon a time, in a land called Oregon, there was a young girl by the name of Abigail. And Abigail, little did she know, someone that claimed was her friend would soon become her worst enemy. And his name was Ed. Is this some high school drama BS? I'm already really bored. Trust me, my dearest, it gets worse. Ed likes to tell everyone that he encounters that what he is saying is logical, because diet culture agrees with him. And he agrees with diet culture, only he takes it to the extreme. He tells you that you will be confident and happy, and then he will control you. Then what happened to Abigail? Is she okay? Abigail is fine, my dearest, but she is suffering the consequences of Ed. When she was 18, Ed almost took her life away. Ed said, "Obey me. Watch the number on the scale get lower and lower until you die." But she, by the grace of God, chose recovery. And this is where the story gets quite beautiful, my darling. Recovery is possible. Abigail still suffers with Ed, but Ed is not nearly as loud, because Abigail realizes life is way more important than what anything Ed will have to offer her. My darling, do not let this nightmare control you and your friends. Do not let diet culture dictate whether or not you eat the piece of cake. Just do it. Because what's scarier than that piece of cake is losing your life to Ed. And that, my dearest Emily, is the story of Abigail, a story of triumph and fighting, but still there is suffering. The next clips you are going to see are from the future because my phone decided to delete some of the footage. Cool, so the lighting will look different. Fun facts, PSA. Okay, first of all, who the heck was that? Well, anyways, that's not the point right now. Grandma, I just want to say thank you for telling me a story that's scarier than any Halloween monster out there, because you're right. Ed is scarier than any monster out there because he can convince you that what he's doing is right and that what you're doing is wrong, and he can convince you that you're an awful person. So my question is, what can I do? What can we do about it? Because this monster can be beat, and people like Abigail and those in recovery can eat Halloween candy and enjoy it this year. So tell me, what can I do? What can we do? I love you. Tis a loaded question, Emily. Eating disorders aren't something that you can just easily get rid of with just a simple therapy session or medication. What I think is the answer is opposite action. Opposite action is when, if you are suffering, you do the opposite of what your disorder is telling you. And you know what else you can do, Emily? Is you can spread awareness by liking, commenting, and subscribing to this channel. And sharing the video to everyone out in the world, and bring awareness that the worst Halloween monster out there is in some of our minds. Ed is like the plague and will try to take over everyone and anyone he can get into contact with. It doesn't matter your race, your gender, your sexuality. He will come and find you. So you have to be careful, and you have to educate and inform everybody. And Emily, thank you for letting me speak my piece. And do you want to know the real truth? I am Abigail. I am the Abigail of the story. Yes, I have grown old, but I have also grown wiser, and I know that full recovery is possible. Thank you for taking your time to listen to my story. God bless you. And like a good YouTuber would say, you are worthy of recovery, and I am too. Goodbye.